simple-minded thought. Fireboard characters of hardcore takes might. Accepting your own way of life. No special of intelligence. All nothing's of benevolent. First things first, how are you?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Everything's
doing well.
good. It's almost summer up here near Chicago, and it's all good. How you doing?
No complaints. It's England, so it's a miserable day. But it'll be sunny tomorrow. You know how it is over this country.
There's something enjoyable about a cloudy, rainy day.
There is, particularly when you're not at work, which I've not been at work today, so I've been able to enjoy it.
Even better.
Of course, it's also a really good time to talk to you because this time next week, the new album "Killing for Revenge" is out,
Yeah.
delivering bevy of heaviness to willing ears. Hasn't quite sunk in yet that you're almost there.
Yeah, because they announced the release date in like November or December, and I'm like, May? This shit's gonna be old by then. But yeah, finally, everybody can get their hands on it because you gotta get the vinyl because it's like the artwork is so killer. It's like takes up the whole picture.
It looks amazing when you see it like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, the vinyl is the best presentation.
You still very much see that as an important aspect to your releases because, of course, vinyl, it comes and goes. There is a bit of a resurgence in recent times.
Yeah, metal is alive and well. Like all forms, like rock and metal and death metal. Black metal is kind of taking a little break, it seems.
True, true is ups and downs here across all the genres. This, you talk about like the long wait from when the label first says, hey, we're going to release it this
Mhm.
point. Do you enjoy the long build that comes with an album release? You know, the drip feeding of content, putting videos out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool to put a couple singles out, and we'll release a third one on release day, and it's cool. Get a little feedback, get some pre-sale rolling, get some numbers so we can book some tours. So
Mm.
yeah, it's cool. It's not like back in the day, the album was there and you didn't even know it was coming.
Well, yeah, you'd go to I'm of a certain age where if I needed to find an album out, I would go to my local shop and check
Right.
the aisles.
Yep. It's like, whoa, there's a new Iron Maiden. I didn't even know it was coming out.
The first record I ever bought in this country, first record I ever bought in this country was an Iron Maiden record as well.
There you go.
The reaction to the singles, how the buzz around the album. Have you been paying much attention to it?
Yeah, our fans love it. The haters have to make stuff up this time to act like they hate it, so that's cool. People leave comments that are a bunch of E's, and I'm like, maybe they're like, I love it. So it's all good.
That's the sound of someone squealing, I think. So, in
Yeah.
theory, squealing with excitement.
They're like, I can't wait.
People are talking. That's always a good thing, regardless whether they love it or hate it. But the predominant
Right.
positivity around it seems to be, well, that's what seems to be coming through quite strongly.
Yeah.
Do you spend much time sort of trawling the online comment sections to see what people are saying? Do you care that much about that side of things?
Yeah, I look at a little bit of it and just to see what our fans think of it, like mainly my Twitter feed and what the comments are on there. Because Blabbermouth will scour this interview for clickbait and make a headline out of that. So, yeah, if I said something like, hey, I fucking hate those Cannibal Corpse guys when they do another killer record. They'll grab the first part of that comment.
There it is. Absolutely. All right, let's focus specifically on Killing for Revenge because ultimately that is the big news right now. And I want you to kind of talk to me about the early days. Did you have a vision for what you wanted the record to be?
Yeah, I kind of write based on my early influences like Creator, Dark Angel, Exodus, early Sepultura, and I wasn't prepared to write on the last album, but this one I had everything I needed, like multi-track, drum writing programs, and it's exactly what I wanted to write. So, and then I started writing lyrics and laying down vocals, and and now producing, and I was just like, man, I should just run the label.
A hell of a lot of work, but relaxing. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I have like most of the next album written like months ago.
I'm not
So
surprised. I don't think I've ever done an interview to date with an artist who is talking about a current release who doesn't have a ton of stuff in the works already
yeah,
for the future.
albums and albums of material. I don't know what to do with.
At what stage did you do you remember? Did you find that okay, this is the workings of a full album? This is what Killing for Revenge is going to be.
Let's see. I had this session was all together as like one cohesive unit. So I kind of went along and wrote thrashy stuff, and then I took a break and wrote a couple slow caveman type songs just to kind of break it up, and then went right back into the thrashy, blasty stuff. So just I kind of went, started, and didn't stop until it was done.
The end result is almost in people's hands. Did you have any creative rules that you set yourself, that you forced upon yourself in regards to what the album should and sound like?
Not really. Because there's some stuff that is like old Cannibal, some stuff maybe is like what I wrote in Deicide, and then some stuff that sounds like I don't know what I write like today.
It's just a combination of basically you.
Yeah, I would say that.
Did you find yourself at any stage getting a little experimental, a little bit weird, and then you had to kind of pull yourself back and say, all right, that isn't going to work for this album?
I don't think so. As long as it had a brutal edge to it, if it's slow or fast, I think that was the main goal.
Goal absolutely achieved. Considering all the things you did, all the hats you wore during this process, what were some of the more challenging aspects of the entire creation process for you?
Man, it just came together so easily. It's hard to say if there was one thing that was like challenging. Just traveling down to Florida and being in Florida to do the guitars. I was just talking to the last guy about Florida, and he's like, "Florida's weird." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not America down there." I mean, it's America. More clickbait, right?
I mean, I can only ever look at it from a British perspective and what we
Yeah,
see comes our ways. I've never been to Florida, so I have no
yeah.
clue what it's like. But from our perspective, all of America can be a weird place.
That's true. Yeah, there's so many different areas. Like New Orleans is like what, and Texas is like what it is, and then Washington and Oregon are way out there.
I think it's everywhere, though. You know, I'm in London, the capital. You come to London, there's nowhere in the UK, nowhere like London. It's
Yeah,
completely different.
yep. There's nowhere to park, but yeah, you walk, you walk around and see everything.
Um, Saying that, do you have a particular favorite country that you always really love to go back to?
There's so many, like the
Mm.
Netherlands and
Ah,
Australia, and if you go there, you have to go to New Zealand. And I couldn't believe New Zealand. Man, it was everyone was so nice and everything was so clean and professional. And South America, Central America, even the maniacs down there.
yeah,
So, and
everywhere.
America has shitty clubs, but probably some of the best fans.
Mm. You still love the travel. You still love to go around, yeah?
Yep, that's the best part about touring, traveling. I'm the guy who's off the bus as soon as it parks, and I'm like into town, grabbing a coffee and just seeing everything.
Ah, so you do try to find as much time as you can to do the touristy stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
Not easy.
if we park at the locomotive in Paris, you can walk to Jim Morrison's grave. So we always do that. And if you're lost and you can't find anything, just grab a metal fan, and they can get you to where the cool shit is and get you back to the venue.
Yeah, that is true. Absolutely. There's always going to be someone. Where else in the world is left that you just think, yeah, I want to go there and I want to play there?
I think Malevolent Creation said they're going to China, and I'm like, we'll see how that goes. And we've been to Russia, but I don't think we can go there now. But
Yeah.
yeah, China and man, we've been everywhere. South Korea. I don't know if I want to go to China, but I'll check it out.
If the opportunity arises, it almost feels like, yeah, you kind of have to, just even if it's
Yeah.
a bucket list to say you've done it.
Yeah, me and Ralph Santalo were like, we have to go to all the continents. And we were like, how do we get to Antarctica?
Oh, I mean, because we've had a few bands play it, but you could be, I guess, I don't know if any death metal bands have played it, so that could be a
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, well, we were so drunk we couldn't even name the continents, so we were thinking that was one, and we're like, is it one? I don't know. You go somewhere and you take a ferry over and set foot on it, and then you're good.
Oh, fantastic. It's fantastic to hear you're such good spirits, and particularly that the process to the release of a new album has been so smooth. But on that front as well, do you, when you reflect on the entire creation process, do you have any favorite memories that really jump out at you, a particular thing that you love doing this time around?
Uh, I do like using my multi-track because if I don't have a song idea, I have like a dumb idea to lay down, just a stupid song that will never see the light of day. So yeah, I like being in the studio and just like wasting time and doing stupid shit.
No, that's well, sometimes that leads to something truly creative, doesn't it?
True. Yeah, yeah. My drum program is called Easy Drummer, and you can mess around with on that for days. Just grabbing all the drum fills that you want and using ones that they have and doubling the tempo and everything, of course. Just, wasting time productively.
How do you stop yourself wasting time though, right? Because you can easily get kind of not bogged down, but buried into that stuff where you're just playing around. How do you focus your mind?
Yeah, well, I have enough memory cards to take this one out and then put another one in and work on stuff that's currently in progress if I don't have anything on this one. So, just keep going and do something.
Right, okay, yeah, it's just something, as long as something's being done.
Yeah, get something done. Anything.
Was there any part of the creation process that tested your abilities? Because of course you've been doing this a long time and you've got so many great releases under your belt that people might wonder that your abilities aren't really tested anymore.
Yeah, there's some tough stuff on here. Like Fit of
Mm.
Carnage is hard to play. Let's see. There's nothing like super challenging because yeah, I do practice a lot, so I'm always ready for recording or touring or whatever. So I guess I should hype it up and write stuff that I can't play or record.
That's probably not the best idea, is it? Particularly if you want to take it out on the road and play these songs live.
Yeah, and like recording remotely, it's like I have to write down what the songs are so the guys know what to play.
Mm.
So I'd be like, here is 40 pages of riffs for this song. Good luck.
Oh, fantastic. What does it mean to you then to see all your hard work pay off? Like we are, as you said already, we're 1 week away from the release.
Yeah. If we can get out there on the road consistently and people love it and we keep playing the songs added into the classics that we have, then that will be the true test. Like
Mm.
online kids, they're saying they love it. It's like cool, but you got to meet the fans face to face and get the live reaction. Because when I write, I'm thinking of the live situation, like how the song would go over live.
Right. You still acknowledge that as the most a major important part of the experience.
Yeah, I think I've always liked that. Like, how's that gonna go over live? Will it start a pit?
Mm.
Mhm.
What is there a track on the album that's not been released yet that you're quite interested to see the reaction to, either live or just online?
Yeah, when I took a break and wrote some caveman songs, I wrote like three or four, and I ended up with Hostility Against Mankind and Neanderthal. I can't wait for people to hear Neanderthal because the title totally made sense if you listen to the
Mhm.
song. Like it sounds like a caveman, it sounds like a mastodon trudging through a blizzard. Because I'm into like Sabbath and stoner rock, so that stuff's easy for me to write.
I love your description. I'm nodding my head vigorously because earlier on today, that one got a few more plays than the rest of the album did because I was so intrigued by what I was hearing.
Right, and the solo's great.
Yeah, it's a killer track. When you reflect on the album creation process, from the very first riff being played to the first lyric being penned to getting the masters back and seeing the artwork, what would be your overriding memory of the entire experience?
Man, I think getting the artwork because
Mm,
it just fit accomplished the evil deeds so perfectly. It was because we had a bunch of sketches and that sketch fit that song. And then when we got the final album artwork, it was like, wow, perfect. And it kind of fits the theme of the album as well, which is not really revenge, but it's like revenge on the human race, elimination of the human race.
how much input did you have there? How much input did you have in the artwork creation?
What the artworks? Oh,
Yeah.
Vince has always been like he'll take song titles and send back sketches, and we're just we in tune with the sketch. We're like, go with that one. And we got like 4 or 5 sketches, and some were weird, some were sci-fi, some were like a Cannibal Corpse, like a modern album cover.
Yeah.
And we were like, once we saw this, we were like, yep, heads on a pole. Because this song, Accomplished the Evil Deeds, came to me in a dream. So it kind of,
Mm.
it looks like what I saw in my dream. Corpse Grinder was killing people and I was his accomplice. So that was the whole origin of the song.
Dreams pass so quickly. What did you do? Did you kind of wake up and just immediately scribble down what you dreamt?
Yep, I kind of, it was a dream that stuck with me. So I just laid down everything real quick, like in 10 minutes.
Fantastic. It is an incredible piece of art. Incredible talented artist.
Yeah, he does that in like a half hour, probably.
What do you hope? What do you hope people take away from Killing for Revenge?
Oh, like a little nostalgia of the Cannibal Corpse days and a little, modern death metal take on it. And hopefully we haven't gotten too modern sounding on the production. We kind of, dialed off a little of the modern uh, digital technology on this one.
Mm.
So yeah, hopefully it's mainly an enjoyable listen.
Yeah, people just enjoy it. I think that's very important. I think it's so simple, but it's so complicated these days because of the internet and how people shout and scream about just about everything. Sometimes
I
it's
know.
like chill, just enjoy it or don't enjoy it. Just
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, and it's subjectable for everyone. So
Of
don't do
course,
that.
that's it. But 6 feet under do mean a hell of a lot. It means a hell of a lot to a lot of people.
Mhm.
But what does 6 feet under mean to you?
This band is like a brotherhood to me. It's like I can't wait to get on the road just to hang out with the guys. It's like Chris is like a brother to me, and then I met all the guys in the band, and they're so cool. Everybody gets along, and yeah, it's not. I mean, sure, it's about the music, but it's about being able to get along and keep it propelling forward.
It's as simple as that. Just being happy as best as you possibly can be in a very difficult world.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Yes. Okay, this is Ozzy Osbourne, and in his head are random cards of everything and anything, including submissions from other bands and artists over the years. So I'm just going
Awesome.
to pull some out and ask you.
Cool.
Okay, we begin with what does the word happy mean to you?
Happy. Happy means that you're surrounded by people and pets that you love and they love you back, and money doesn't mean anything.
There it is. Do you have any pets?
Yes, an obscene number of pets.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, then give me one thing about you that fans would be surprised to know.
I have a vinyl collection that is classic country from 1980 back to about 1940 something.
Oh, wow.
'Cause my dad always listened to classic country, like Hank Williams Sr. and Ernest Tubb and all that, and I still listen to it. And if I go to the secondhand store, it's like, what are you going to find most? Country LPs.
Wow. It's just been collected over such a long period of time.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Next one. What would your dream job be aside from being a musician?
Uh-huh. Whew, that's tough. I've
Mm.
worked at secondhand stores, and that's pretty cool because you can see what's coming in and kind of put it aside or get it before somebody else does. Of course, the vinyl. Like, oh, there's a box of Motorhead LPs. Should I put that on the floor or should I just buy it on the way out?
I like it. You're still thinking like that. Okay. What is a fun conspiracy theory that you could be convinced is true?
Oh, wow. The COVID vaccine thing is floating around, and I'm like, I know what's in the vaccine, but do you really know?
Mm,
So, I mean, I'm half on board. I am vaccinated, and my blood hasn't coagulated yet. So,
yep.
I apparently have 5 years, and then my blood's gonna coagulate. And so, yeah, I got like 1 year, 2 year left. I'll see what happens.
There's still plenty of time to get out and tour this album.
Yes.
Who is a band or artist outside of rock and metal that you really admire?
Oh, Robin Trower is on my radar lately because I found
Yeah.
a stack of vinyl that I had in a box, and I've always liked them, but I got those back out. And if you like Jimi Hendrix, then you'll love Robin Trower. And I think
Mm.
he's still touring, and he's like close to 80 years old, and I haven't really seen him yet. I've heard him live, like outside the venue. He's so good.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know he was still going. If he or still alive, to be honest.
Yeah, alive. He's got to be close to 80 because he was in Procol Harum in the 60s and then he went solo.
Ow, there it is. Okay, one more then, and before I let you go, what is a topic that you are quite argumentative about?
Hmm, man, I can't think of any.
If you're not that argumentative, I suppose that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess I'm not. How much I feed my one cat? Because my wife's like, I think he's had enough food. I'm like, he's hungry. I'm going to give him more food. I just got a rescue and he was wounded. He got bit by something and he doesn't have any teeth. So I don't know how that happened, but here he is and he can't stop eating. I don't know why.
Just feel like you got to take care of them. I've got 2 cats. They're currently locked out of this room because this is their feeding time, and they'll be under my feet if I didn't lock them out.
Yep, I could have one on camera, but I put her over there.
Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you. Killing for Revenge out next Friday. Make sure you check it out. It is a phenomenally good album. Again, Jack, thank you for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. Thank you. Check out the album and live metal.
Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.